Ever look at your Lamborghini and go, man, I'd really like to run a razor blade across that? Yeah, me too. This car, before I bought it, was previously painted by a guy who lived in a trailer, and he kind of did some runs in the clear coat here and there. Today, I'm going to show you how to fix that with a razor blade. When you get a brand new razor blade, you can see on the edges here that they're quite sharp and at a 90-degree angle. So if you make any mistakes when you're running it across the car, what you're going to do is you're going to gouge the paint. So the first thing we need to do is get rid of those edges. Some people use tape on the edges, but my favorite way to do it is just to take the edge of the razor blade and scrape it on some concrete or asphalt or rock or anything you have laying around, and that will dull the corners just like that. Once your corners are dull, I suggest you put a slight bend to the razor blade, like there. You want to make sure that your blade is completely parallel with the paint, and just start scraping. On the areas that you scrape, you'll be able to very clearly see where that paint run is. See here? I know you guys just absolutely love this sound. This needs more scraping, this part's done. If you are unsure, use your finger. If you can touch it, then it's not quite flat yet. I can feel this with my finger. This feels like nothing. On top of that base coat, that pretty orange color that you see, is a clear coat. And we are not removing all that clear coat. All of that orange underneath is left unscathed, baby. Next thing you need is some sandpaper and some soapy water. Get the surface wet just a little bit and take your sandpaper and sand over the areas that we scraped. Try not to sand anywhere else, because if you do, then you're gonna have to buff some more. Wipe it all off with a clean microfiber towel. You know you're done sanding with that smaller area that you had originally is completely gone and everything looks a uniform haze like this. I'm not lying to you, this is the real deal. The Lamborghini. Real sandpaper. In the last video, you guys got upset because I was using fancy tools to buff the paint. Well, so today we went down to Harbor Freight, got ourselves one of the cheap drills, and we got one of the headlight restorer kits. It comes with a buffing pad and a polishing pad and this adapter that you attach to your drill. We're also going to use Meguiar's Ultra Cut Compound. This also is available at Harbor Freight. It lasts a really long time. Usually the bottle will get destroyed before I use all of the chemicals. Dab this on our buffing pad, which is the yellow one, and we're going to apply it to the surface. And now on a slow speed, we're going to work the compound into the paint at first so it doesn't sling everywhere. We're going to crank it up to high speed and move in concentric patterns, overlapping 50% each pass, like this. Since this is a rotary, you need to make sure you keep it moving at all times. Otherwise, you could burn into your paint. We're gonna go ahead and do another round. Dab, 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 dab. Wipe off any excess that might remain on the paint. It's like magic. The last and final step of removing that run is we're going to use a soft foam pad for polishing, and we're going to use Meguiar's Ultra Finishing Polish. This also is at Harbor Freight. Dab it on, and then dab it onto where you're gonna buff. Think of the cutting compound like a heavy grit sandpaper, and then think of polish like a higher grit sandpaper. So this is going to remove any scratches that might have been caused from that buffing compound, and it's gonna make this surface ultra glassy smooth, baby. Now that that run is gone and the paint is perfectly polished, make sure you put on some wax or ceramic sealant. That way, later on down the road, this thing is properly protected. Look at that reflection. No more haze, no more run in the paint. Beautiful. I hope in this video that you learned don't let a hillbilly paint your Lamborghini. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that follow button and don't forget, tell your mother I love her.